Right, hello guys, my name's Jonathan Hammond. I'm an interactive creative developer at Best Before Media in London, and we're going to run you through some of our in-house kind of QC applications that we've built over the last few years. And this one at the moment I'm going to show you is got our in-house kind of portfolio piece, which is just shows off the general trickery of Quartz Composer in Snow Leopard. Uses a lot of interactivity patches. It's platform based on a touch screen, and it is just literally for our business types to easily put assets into folders, run a simple application, and then automatically have a application with the latest assets being displayed in a very slick, eye-candy way. So to start off with, what we're seeing now is a lovely little Rubik's Cube spinning around. What we can do now is we can even press buttons on the keyboards to pop out these blocks, spin the blocks, literally like a Rubik's Cube. Kind of like a screensaver mode, just to show off the power and speed of Quartz Composer. Now this is actually synced up to an iPhone at the moment, so I can actually press buttons on an iPhone and have this cube spin in time, like I'm doing right now. But to go straight onto the application, what we can do is just show you initially how things work. Now you can see here is we have a folder of assets, all separated with subfolders with different types of content. We've got images, MP3s, PDFs, documents, 3D models, everything under the sun you can pretty much drag into these folders. And the idea is we drag in the application, which is called Flaunt. Now then, once this application is launched, you see this screen here. Now this screen is literally loading up the exact same assets found in the folder and surrounding application. So we have 3D documents, HTML pages, images, iTunes, mixed, movies, MP3s and PDFs. Now if I go out of Finder, go back into the application, what we can do, and what we are pretty much doing with this page, is just selecting what assets we want displayed in the presentation. So if I clicked images right now, we then go into presentation mode where I can press left and right on the keyboards or left and right on the iPhone, and we can slide through the images found within that folder. Now there's quite a few. I'm going to run through. So to show that again, we could also go to say movies. Once you click on movies, then straight away the movies in that folder will be played. MP3s, again, music, just like the last time, can be played. It's also displaying the cover art of the track, which is quite a nice feature. Jump between tracks now. I think I might have disabled audio so this mic feedback doesn't happen. But more than this, the application is more of a kind of set things up and then run an application to present. So for an example here, I can select image folders, jump down one section, and we get into this grid mode. This is a 4x4 grids. Now that's all the assets within the images folder. And what the idea here is that we can reorder the images the way we want them displayed. So I want 5 images there displayed in that order. I hit save. Now if I went back to that presentation, those images are now being displayed in the presentation. But more advanced, we can also go into now the kind of composition templates. Now, for example, we've got a graphical transition happening at the moment, which is a nice simple push. To demonstrate its purposes, I've changed it to cube transition. Now, if I go back to presentation, you'll see that the assets change in a cube transition. Nice and fluid, really slick. I can whiz through all of them or stay at the bottom. Of course, when you get to the end of the slideshow, you can't go any further. And backwards. So that's graphical transitions, really. Many others. Doorway. Very simple, very slick. But more to that, we have graphical animations. A graphical animation is pretty much taking all the assets and displaying it automatically. If I take the image wall, for example, here, and go back to the presentation, you see all the assets have been displayed in the image wall. I think I also saw there a cover flow. So now select cover flow, go back to the presentation. And we have Capital Play. This is actually interactive as well, though, so you can interact with your mouse. Go backwards and forwards between the images. That's probably worthy to show now. You see that we could always change the assets during the presentation, so we could quickly go to, say, documents. Now we're displaying some lovely documents, or even better, some PDFs. And to focus on this kind of ordering, which I didn't really explain too well, the ordering is actually saved to the folder you're within. So the numbers here have been already set on the previous time that I've run this application. I've then hit save, and then the order is saved as a hidden plist within the folder. So that just means next time you load up the application, these numbers will be saved. But of course you could reset and set your own and overwrite the previous save settings. Apologies if I'm rushing through quickly, but there's quite a bit to get through. We can also slip on to, say, screensavers. I'll show you a nice little book transition. Again, pop up. Now the assets have been displayed in a kind of a magazine, a cube magazine, which is a bit bizarre. A quick description on the UI. The UI is very kind of touchscreen orientated. Big buttons, bold, iPhone-esque buttons. They're very easy to press. And like I said, we're running off a touchscreen right now, which is very handy. I've actually got an external keyboard set to it just so I can do the presentation, though. So one last thing, we go into the image filters. Image filters, I think, as most of us know, are just the image effects. So I think I selected a kind of comic effect there, and now you can see that the PDF all affected in a kind of comic style. It's probably better to load up some image assets here. And there we have it. Let's go back to actually the presentation kind of way we've been using it. Our business lots in general, what they do is put a lot of different assets in one folder. So we've got a folder here called Mixed. Now if we go into the grid view of this, we can see there's actually a bunch of different kind of formats of assets. So if I reset the order, I can show you this by first of all displaying a PDF, then a Word document, then we can go for a movie, we go for an image right here, and go for a couple of images, hit save. Go back to the presentation, and so we've got a PDF displaying here. Next we have that Word document I mentioned, and next the movie. So in essence it's a very easy way to put a lot of different assets. Now the assets can be anything which can be run in quick look. That's a leopard and snow leopard feature where you press spacebar and the image gets displayed instantly. The asset gets displayed instantly. You can put any of these types into a folder, then launch Flaunt, and straight away you have this full screen, lovely, slick, presentational application. And so there's side little features like comments. You can write comments on each asset, so once we're in presentation, we can type in some comments here and it'll be saved in the title again under a plist, and next time you load up the application it'll be saved. Now what I'm going to do to finish on is literally select a movie. I'm going to show you that Rubik's Cube again. So I do like that. So yeah, once again, this is a Quartz Composer application. It was built some time ago with a developer seed of Quartz Composer. And I am Jonathan Hammonds, and this was an application built for Best Before Media in London. Thanks very much.